in a little more awkward phase of his life. He's learning a lot more and making a lot more mistakes.
Yeah.
And I think generally
Just messing up.
just messing up. Yeah, as Molly put it, he's just like being a little freak.
Thank you so much for joining me to talk about Dexter Original Sin today. I was a huge fan of the original series. Can't wait to see Original Sin. So I would love to hear from each of you how it was that kind of the original performances from Michael C. Hall and Jennifer Carpenter influenced your take on the character and how you prepared. Patrick, do you want to start us off?
Yeah, I mean, that was my jumping off point. Definitely was watching as much as I could of what Michael did in the original. I was a huge fan of his work, like on Dexter and outside of it. And because he was doing Dexter's inner monologue, it was kind of important for me to have that continuity between what he did in the original and what we did, and then also bringing some of my own to it because I think that's also what I loved about his performance was it was so like uh idiosyncratic and kind of very much brought his own personality to it. So,
Yeah,
Yeah, and
absolutely.
we've talked about how like I mean, I think Jennifer Carpenter is an icon, and I think I was a fan of the original, and I watched it all after getting cast again. But there's a mimicry is not art, and it would just be like a shell of an imitation. So I think that we were really blessed by having like the core of these characters still in the writing, and that's what ended up helping me the most is that I read the page and Deb flew off of it. I could still hear Jennifer saying it, and then I had to kind of leave that behind to hear myself say it too. But we were really blessed with working with Clyde and working with Scott.
Yeah, I am really excited to see the nuances and kind of these new layers to these characters that we know at a later date because we're traveling back to the 90s. So, can you each tell me a little bit about where we're going to find Dexter and Deb when we're traveling back to the good old days? Patrick?
yeah, I mean, this is we are meeting a character that we know to be a seasoned and slick serial killer in a little more awkward phase of his life. He's learning a lot more and making a lot more mistakes.
Yeah.
And I think generally
Just messing up.
just messing up. Yeah, as Molly put it, he's just like being a little freak as
He's
well.
so weird.
Yeah, I know. She said that yesterday.
I did. I called him a
And
freak on stage.
I was like, oh yeah, I guess, this is kind of what I was going for, but
Getting down to
Yeah,
the roots of it. Yeah.
yeah.
Molly?
I think that I think what excites me most about especially the dynamic between Deb and Dexter in the original, not only does he have the serial killing down, but he also knows how to at least fake being a good brother. In this one, boy, does he not. He
Doing my best.
yeah, no, he's doing his
Doing my
best,
best.
which is
There's a lot on my plate.
yeah, the bar is on the floor.
Yeah.
So, um,
I'm
but
ready.
it was, I mean, it was just really fun to like kind of work out, especially over the season, how this sibling relationship becomes closer to what you're seeing in the original.
Yeah, especially with Harry Morgan being played by Christian Slater, like the Morgan family dynamic. What a fun and twisted little journey to find there. Tell me about working with Christian and forming that together.
He's just the best.
Yeah,
Like
he's a
he's
legend.
so much fun to work with. His first day on set when I was there with him, it was like my first day on a set ever.
Yeah.
Like he was so enthusiastic. He was so happy to be there. And I think that energy that he brings is infectious. And he's just like such a lovable person. I had to remind myself that I was a, psychopath with no
Yeah.
feelings
Yeah.
every time I was with him. And the same with Molly. It's just like, yeah, he created a good atmosphere.
Christian, my favorite moment, I mean, one of my favorite moments was I met him when we were doing our like teaser or opening. We were filming that and we were seeing the Morgan house for the first time. And he was like, wow, can you believe it? Like, we're really here. Like, this is a whole house. Can you believe that we're here? And I
He's
was
like, they
like,
got snacks
yeah.
outside.
I was like,
They're
well,
gonna give us lunch in an hour. I mean, this is awesome.
someone did my makeup.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, you're Christian Slater. Like, I understand why you're here. I don't get how I got here, but
You're like, how the hell are we
yeah,
here?
like this is crazy to me. But I think it's so wonderful how much joy he brings every day. And I mean, every scene with him is
A new adventure.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. I got to hang out with Christian Slater. He sounds like a
You
delight.
really do.
Well, this is such a beloved franchise. People have been really looking forward to this prequel. What are each of you most excited for people to actually get to see now that they'll be able to see the show and kind of weigh in? Patrick?
Well, the thing that I really enjoyed about the show, and actually it doesn't really start until episode 2, but there's like the mystery element of it and the kind of who done it, I think is really gripping and does that thing that is so tantalizing when you have a
Yeah.
weekly episodic show, which is like it does leave you on a bit of a cliffhanger and like wanting more and gives you just the right amount
Yeah.
that you're like, so I love that. And then just like getting to see all these characters that you know and love in a new light and all the surprises that come with that.
Mhm.
Yeah. Molly, anything to add there?
Yeah, I think I'm most excited about, yes, obviously the plot, but the little Easter eggs along the way. I think there's some really, really cool little ones that if you're not watching closely, you might miss.
I seem to have missed a lot of them. I feel like people keep telling me about them, and I'm like,
I
oh,
think
that's awesome.
in your defense, I think they happened in scenes that you weren't in.
Yes, I think
And
that
you
might
had a
be it.
lot going on.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
That's
thank
pretty
you so
cool.
much for talking with me today. I know you got a bunch of these ahead of you, so good luck and thank you so much.